Nakakita ng pag-asa mga kababayan itong political analyst at scholar na si Ana Malindog Uy dito sa paglantad ng mga Marines mga kababayan na kung saan binulgar nila ang mali-maletang kinurakot na pera at kasama sa pinaggastusan ng kinurakot na perang ito ay yung pag-finance mga kababayan sa mga prosecutor ng ICC dito sa ating bansa para maaresto si PRRD. Yan daw mga kababayan is a significant event and significant evidence para ipamukha sa ICC na ang kaso nito ni Tatay Digong ay isang political maneuvering lang mga kababayan na ginagawa ng kanyang mga kalaban at hindi naman talaga crimes against humanity dahil walang basihan. At kung talagang ipapairal nyo ang hustisya, disqualified na! Qualified na ang mga prosecutor na ito mga kababayan na nagpo-prosecute kay Tatay Digong dahil tumanggap sila ng datong, ng tulong mga kababayan financially at otherwise galing sa mga kalaban ng mga Duterte na gustong i-eliminate si Tatay Digong by hook or by crook mga kababayan. So paano pa sila naging independent body itong mga taga-ICC kung nagre-rely lang sila dito sa mga jablong katulad ni Natrililing at Tinabangag mga kababayan. Kaya eye-opener daw ito sa lahat, lalong-lalo na sa ICC na kung itutuloy nyo iyan, madidisgrasya kayo kalaunan. Panoorin nyo po mga kababayan.
With this 18 men gentleman affidavit, itong
Marine.
ex-Marines mo, kapag hindi nila yan tinignan at lumabas na yan sa international community, lalong maki-question ang credibility and integrity ng ICC. Wala nang
Ayan mga kababayan, makukuryente nito ang ICC dahil mga hampas lupa mga kababayan yung pinapadala nila na yung pinadala nila sa Pilipinas na nag-imbestiga na palihim na ginawa nila mga kababayan. Nagpalibre kay Trililing daw di umano. Palibre ng pagkain, nagpalibre ng hotel. Gumamit ng perang galing sa maleta.
maniniwala sa kanila. Kasi malinaw doon ang affidavit, una, very specific ang mga dates. Specific even the security detail. Binasa ko siya in-scrutinize ko siya Security details, mayroon pa silang table. May mga pictures, may mga dates, may mga names ng hotel, and even sino-sino ang kinausap ng mga ICC so-called investigators na
Kabilang na si Boying Rimulya. Take note, Boying Rimulya Ombuds Boying.
pumunta sa Pilipinas investigating the case against President Duterte.
DOJ pa siya noon.
Yun, ang malinaw doon, it was politically engineered by someone, a political figure like Trillanes, na alam naman natin, actually si Trillanes at the group of this CPP-NPA front, sila ang nag-file ng case So,
Sila Alejano, na-remember niyo mga kababayan na nagdala sila ni si Trillanes at Alejano. Parang wearing certificate. Naghawakan silang dalawa parang kinasal mga kababayan.
for someone like Trillanes to be coaching and be the one in charge of ICC investigator na pumupunta sa Pilipinas, it's already a polluted source if you really look at it objectively.
Basura.
Polluted na siya. Polluted ang witnesses mo, polluted ang evidences mo.
What an understatement, polluted.
Understatement pa yan.
Source.
Welcome to the hit show.
Siya kasi ang handler Hindi siya part ng witnesses, pero siya yung nag-handle ng ng investigators na galing ICC. So sinasabi niya ito ang interviewin mo, ito yung interview. You should not do that. When you are investigating, you investigate everything related
Correct.
to the case, and you should not be guided and coached by anyone as if like si Trillanes ang handler nila allegedly based on the affidavit. So if you look at that angle pa lang, sis, alam mo na, kahit hindi ka mag-aral ng PhD, kahit grade, ka pa lang, high school grad, alam mo na magiging polluted ang source and evidences mo. And also, politically engineered siya. So, doon pa lang, makikita mo na importante yung 18 gentlemen affidavit when you talk about the ICC case. Now, let me cite something na very
Question. You're saying that
Question?
that affidavit of the 18 soldiers will be brought to the ICC? Has it?
Hopefully. Yun ang hindi ko alam kung nakarating na. Pero ang alam ko, based doon sa statement ng ICC as an institution, they already Dumating na. They reacted yesterday
And they had
alam
this,
na nila.
their statement was nagpapapoise-poise pa, di ba?
Nagpo-poise-poise sila, pero the good thing lang
Yeah.
is nasa kanila yung document. Kasi you will not react if you did not read it. Now, ang tanong lang doon, how you gonna treat the document, consider it, especially the so-called independent judges sa inyong magiging decision sa confirmation hearing. Kasi that is
Yes.
very important. And the one thing that is very important at the moment, kumakalat na siya sa ibang sa international community, and at the same time, nababasa na rin yan. Kasi may English version na yung affidavit. Kumakalat na yan. Binabasa na rin yan at napipick up na ng international media. So, ang problema ng ICC dyan, with this development, questionably na nga ang integrity nyo at credibility nyo, then you will be questioned more. Kasi ito, notarized
Lalo
siya
pa.
Ex-soldiers and notarized. Hindi naman siya hearsay na Kasi it's a legal document already.
Oo.
Kasi
I
notarized.
Legal
have a question,
documents.
Ana, I have a question, no? Kasi maganda yung sinasabi mo, etc., that ICC should do this, ICC should do that, etc., etc. In other words, parang you still have that sliver of hope, di ba?
Hopefully,
That-
of course, lagi naman akong ganon. Sis, kahit na
I'm not like
politically, politically, alam ko kung anong realidad, pero as a person, lagi akong may glimpse of hope always.
Yeah, so my question to you is about that glimpse of hope. Where is that coming from when this body, this ICC, with everything that we know about it, no, plus that Trillanes connection, which is really he's a fulminant rat, no, this guy, no. So
Shit. Trillanes.
With-
Saan ang
that
gagaling yung
connection.
glimpse of hope ko?
yeah,
Oo.
no, not just that, no, but that this court cannot even follow due process. Something so basic. It's a right, no? It's a right of states yon, di ba?
Anong
where is
question
that
mo?
hope coming from?
I have, objectively speaking, though alam ko
Yes.
yung political reality, no? I'm a very realistic person, though. So, as a
Yeah.
person din, ako very optimistic Lagi ako may hope kahit na wala nang hope. So, oo. First and foremost, nabasa ko yung statement ng spokesperson ng ICC kasi sinusundan ko itong issue na to. Itong case ni PRRD from the very start until now. Una, sabi niyang ICC, wag niyo kaming questionin kung bakit nakarating sa amin. Hindi ito yung exact statement, but this is actually what they're saying. ICC spokesperson. Wag sinasabi ng ICC, wag kami ang questionin kung bakit nakarating sa amin si President Duterte. Hindi kami yung dapat niyong questionin. Ang questionin niyo yung local authorities niyo. Kasi sila ang nagdala sa amin sa kanya
Bakit yung tinanggap? Walang visa?
doon. Hindi kami yon. Hindi kami nagsabi na dalhin niyo siya dito. Ang nag-surrender, malinaw sa statement ng ICC, ang nag-surrender,
At malinaw din sa Rome Statute, mga kababayan, na kailangan dumaan sa korte.
yun, BBM.
Bangag.
Oh, precisely, the BBM administration.
Bangag.
Malinaw yun. No,
Yeah.
kung yun sinabi ng spokesperson yun. Pero sinasabi naman niya, as to how we gonna handle the case as a court, it depends on the judges. At sinasabi naman niya na independent daw yung judges nila na umuupo ngayon. So, okay, that's one. So, inaamin nila na wala silang, hindi kami ang nag-request. Kayo ang nagdala sa amin ng taong yan. Parang ganun ang sinasabi. So, malinaw na si Bangag,
Bangag!
si BBM as an academic, I will try to refrain myself.
Well, thank God I'm not an academic. You know what I am, Prof. I'm a writer, and a writer has to use the right words, di ba? And I cannot for the
Don't worry, ano lang ito Walang rules dito, mga kababayan, sa YouTube. Na ganyang mga kailangan mo pang mag-restraint. You are free to speak here. Hindi kagaya ng mga mga kababayan. Kung andyan ka sa media, kahit gusto mo pa talaga, hindi ka papayagan. Dahil may mga political interest yung may-ari ng mga media, mga kababayan
life of me call him president. I mean, seriously, I cannot.
Yeah, I
Cannot.
understand.
Bangag na lang.
I cannot say I love you to someone I don't love. You know,
Of
I'm
course, I
saying,
understand
no?
you.
Okay,
I'm
go
just
ahead,
trying-
go ahead.
I'm just trying to control myself.
Natawag na bangag.
I know. Admirable. Very admirable.
Si
Oh,
bangag.
tapos, sabi ko nga, sumalinaw na it's the BBM administration who surrendered
Bangag.
PRRD to the court, to the RCC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ng ICC. So that's one a little of hope on that. The other one is ganito yon. If you look at the court as a body, ang prosecution is one department or one segment of the court. That is the prosecution.
Yeah.
Pero ang tinatawag mong judges, iba yon. May sarili yang pag-iisip, yung independent judges.
Bakit ang babayas, mga kababayan?
Kaya nga tinatawag na independent judges. Hindi natin pwedeng ilamp yung prosecution sa mga judges. Hindi pwede. So, I still have hope na sana gumana ang pagiging independent mind, pagkakaroon ng independent mind ng mga judges na yan, na umuupo ngayon, looking at and listening to the presentation and would be analyzing and reviewing all the evidences at saka mga paperworks na pinipresent ng dalawang panig ng defense and prosecution. So that's one thing. As if you look at it and analyze it as an institution, you still have that hope na since the judges are so-called independent, hiwalay naman sila dun sa prosecution. Though ang prosecution is part of the ICC, still, there is that distinction. Na sa akin, na sana nga, gumana nga at hindi ma-politicize yung decision-making ng mga judges na yan. And one thing though, that you have also to look at the judges, one of them actually is a Mexican. Galing sa Mexico.
Diyos ko, Lord.
And if you look at the
Tapos-
Mexican context, when you talk
Tapos
about
wala naman, mga kababayan.
Grabe.
Grabe. As in grabe. Lately, ang daming nangyayari sa Mexico
Yun
na
ba? Yun bang
nagpapatayan,
para sa Inday
nagkakaroon
Garotay?
ng enkwentro ang drug cartels mo at ang state
Hindi nga bumoto ng ano yun interim release kay Tatay Digong.
in law enforcers mo. So from that
Marcos,
context, I really hope that that judge will be able to internalize and understand the situation of the former president in relation to the context of her own country. Kasi Mexican yung isa. So in a way, mayroon
Paano kung ano na rin yun? Bumangag na rin mga kababayan.
ganong pag-iisip na,
But wait a minute.
Yung mga taga Mexico mga kababayan overthrow na ng cartel.
But wait a minute. How could they have
Narco
let's
state na sila.
say that Mexican whatever. But how could they have accepted if they had this if they were really all about justice now, if they really are officers of the court, how could they have accepted jurisdiction over PRR?
Wala pa, ongoing pa. Wala pang resulta yun sa sa hearing sa jurisdiction. Pinatagal nila mga kababayan. Supposedly, yan ang inuna.
When he didn't face a local court, and with that's part of the Rome Statute, right?
that is a debate even in ICC right now. That is one of the
Wala pa yan. Final result niyan mga kababayan at sa initial daw 2 out of 3. 3 out of 5. Sorry. 3 pabor sa mayroong jurisdiction, 2 lang ang ayaw. Pero ongoing pa ang appeal. So dihado na tayo sa initial pa lang mga kababayan.
Actually, na sinabi nga ni Kaufman na that is another issue na hindi pa nila natatackle sa court. Kasi una, 3 yan ang actually defense ni PRRD. First is to satisfy, ngayon ang ginagawa nila is kung may masasatisfy nila yung elements, contextual elements ng Article 7 of the Rome Statute, yung tinatawag crimes against humanity na ngayon nagdi-debunk na ni Attorney Kaufman. Pangalawa is the jurisdiction ng ICC over the Philippines kasi hindi na tayo part ng ICC, nag-withdraw tayo, and at the same time, pero ang justification kasi ng prosecution is na commit daw ang kanilang tinatawag na charges against President Duterte nung time na we are part of the ICC. Yun yung kanilang justification, which is, to be very frank with you, if you really look at it objectively, that is really valid. That's a valid argument. However, the third thing is, yung proseso ng pagdadala sa kanya papuntang dahig, na hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso. Kasi may tamang proseso yun Which is, inamin naman ng ICC na hindi namin kasalanan. Napunta na sa amin. Ang amin,
Dinala ni Bangag.
ang gagawin lang namin is, andito na siya sa dahig. Anong gagawin?
Pero mayroon yung Rome Statute na dapat dumaan yun sa legal court. So hindi pa rin dumaan sa tamang proseso. Ang dapat yan, return to sender. O balik nga doon sa sa Pilipinas. Siguraduhin natin na walang nilalabag na batas, na lokal na batas sa Pilipinas bago pa pumunta dito. Ganyan na lang. As simple as that mga kababayan.
Namin. I-accept namin. Kasi,
Hindi pabalikin nyo.
Yun yung
Problema
question
ba
doon.
yun?
Yung question doon.
Is that rocket science, di ba? Pero
Yes.
he was forcibly put in a plane, di ba?
Pero ang
There wasn't
forcibly
even
put
any
on the
warrant.
plane,
Go ahead. Yeah.
sis, ang forcibly put in the plane, the blame has to be on the side of the BBM administration.
Bangag, that is mga kababayan, kidnapping na.
Yeah, but they were but the Hague, the ICC was privy to it, di ba? The
I
circumstances
don't think
surrounding the
I really
Hindi
don't
nila
think
alam?
so. Hindi
sila
ata nila
nanonood ng
kasi
Posibleng hindi alam. Sinabi na ni Kaufman.
video.
I think nung dumating si PRRD
Hindi nila narinig yung pangit na Diwata Torres na yun, nahihilahin niya.
punyeta
Hindi narinig
yan,
yung
oh.
pangit na yun. Hindi nila nakita kung gaano kapangit. Ang pangit-pangit yun.
Oh, pangit. Parang amoy kilikili, no? Si Tore.
Hindi nila nakita. No?
Mukhang basura.
No, I think sis is like this. The actual situation, and the actual situation na nangyari. Di
Yeah.
ba nung dumating si PRRD, ang alam ko people who knows what really happened, especially Salvador Medialdea kasi nandun siya. Nung dumating ata sila sa The Hague, sa Netherlands, hindi ICC personnel ang nag-receive kay PRRD. Dutch police ata or Dutch personnel.
Dapat hindi nga pinauwingan noon mga kababayan dahil walang visa. Di ba?
Kasi usually kapag dumating ang isang ICC suspect or whatever itatrial mo, ICC personnel ang pupunta din doon to
Yeah, but
so
sis,
may doon may technicalities doon na ang sinasabi nga ang kailangan mo talagang panagutin diyan is yung BBM administration.
yes, of course. I agree with
Paano mapalabas na? Ando na sa ICC. Dapat kasi itong ICC mga kababayan, mayroon silang magdelikadesa. Alam na ngang illegal ang kababayan, pagkahatid doon. Tinanggap pa?
I agree talaga at kailangan pagbayarin yung hayop na yan. But I'm saying I'll go with that. I'll buy
Bangag.
that technicality argument if we're still talking about it a week after he was arrested, diba? But it's been a year now, no?
Yeah, of course.
It's not a technicality anymore. There is already active participation,
of course.
diba?
Of course.
Okay,
Kasi
so go
nasa
ahead,
1
sis.
year, kasi 1 year na eh.
Wala na tagal na.
Tinanggap nila si PRRD, nag-apply si PRRD ng interim release
Sa
for
buwatan na.
humanitarian consideration
Yes.
like
Sa buwatan na doktora.
health. So dapat they ruled on it. Dapat binigay na nila kasi
Yes.
naman yun humanitarian. Pero yun nga sinasabi ko, the
I
reality.
have a question, Prof.
Oh, okay.
So given all of this, diba, the odds are stacked against us as a nation because it's not just PRRD eh.
Yes, I would
The
agree.
whole country is in that prison cell with PRRD because of what Bangag did, diba? So my question to you is, how do we turn the tables? Is it possible
Panalunin si Sara. Yan.
that the ICC judges through international pressure will cave in?
Yes, I think so. The international pressure is important. That's one thing I can tell you.
So how does
Even-
international pressure look like? That will turn things around for PRRD.
Well, the mobilization of international media, interviews siguro from other Filipinos in international media na sinasabi nila kung anong sentiments nila. But one thing though that is very important is ganito. Ito sasabihin ko in a very objective manner, no?
Okay.
I think when you talk about criticism against the court or against ICC, we should direct it to the prosecution, not necessarily to the judges. Kung i-criticize natin sila, criticize the prosecution, the presentation, and even their evidences presented. But let's be more objective on the judges na umuupo right now. Kasi to be frank with you, I think as a human beings, they're also put in a very difficult position. Kasi I don't think they're stupid not to see na mahina ang kaso against President Duterte.
So
They're not stupid. No.
what's the difficult situation that they're put in? I'm sorry, I don't get it.
Kasi ganito yun ito lang analysis ko lang from the way I see it, even from the way I look at them. Kasi minsan nakafocus ang judges sa habang napipresent ng kanilang ebidensya or presentation yung mga like si Kaufman or the deputy prosecutor. Minsan pinofocus doon yung muka ng mga judges. So nakikita ko, ina-analyze ko ano kayang nararamdaman ng mga to. I think the problem with the judges is like this. They're not stupid. They will not be judges in the ICC if they're stupid. I think they're very knowledgeable, very intelligent women because these are women. But I think the thing is, they know kung malakas ang prosecution or mahina at malakas ang defense. Alam nila yan. But I think one thing that you have to understand, as I've said, this is a political theater too. This is politically engineered too. There are people behind why PRRD is there already. And I would assume it's not only the BBM administration. There are other forces. There are
CIA.
External forces, as you have said.
So if it's the CIA, then
Mahirap din yung kaya nga if there are external forces
Yeah.
ang pressure din sa independent sa judges ng ICC right now na umuupo, may pressure din sa kanila. So it's really up to them to decide based on their conscience, based on the evidence presented, based on the presentation of the defense and the prosecution, and what is their moral conscience. Yung moral conscience na nila magmamatter dyan. Kasi as a judge, you have to refer to your own conscience. Yung sense of morality mo at sense of conscience mo. Kung ang tinatrial mo ay talagang dapat, katulad ni PRRD, kung talagang kailangan ba yan magstay pa dyan at i-trial o hindi na based lang sa mga presentation at based dun sa alam nyo. Kasi supposed to be, ang mga, mayroon kang ganun, I think, na sitwasyon din.
I used to think I was the most optimist person I know. Talo mo ko. Because how can you have faith over people who turned down the interim release of PRRD on such grounds that he's a flight risk, etc., 'di ba? So much injustice in their hands.
Yeah,
No? So,
I know. I was also angry about that. Pero what I'm saying
Pinip ako sa'yo.
what I'm saying is, you have to analyze it not just within the context of the case. You have to analyze it within the context that there are external forces.
Oh, okay.
There are external forces also pressuring the judges. Kasi ganun yun, kung ikaw ang judge, alam mo kung anong dapat mong gawin. However, there is pressure from outside.
I'll tell you
External
something. I'll tell you, now I understand.
So
I know
yun
where
yung
I'm coming
problema. Oh.
I know now where I'm coming from because my father was a justice and there was so much pressure on him. But in the end, it was easy for him because he has that moral compass na sinasabi
Yun na
mo.
nga sinasabi ko,
Diba?
yung moral compass, the conscience, the moral sense of
Yeah.
morality. What is the right thing to do? And if you're strong enough to do the right thing. That is the most important if you're a judge or a justice. Kasi at the
Okay,
end
question.
of the day, yeah, it
Question.
matters a lot. Yeah, oo.
Have they done one right thing by PRRD?
I will.
One. Even just
Yeah.
one lang.
I think one is they actually granted him the yung petition ni PRRD na he will not appear in court, though it was, I think it was a positive thing na binigay nila.
Okay.
Pero
because we have-
technically, wait, Francis. Technically, it's a right and it's within the legal framework ng
Yeah.
Rome Statute at ng ICC na pwedeng hindi mag-appear. Pero even with that technicality, ang decision ng judge, binigay pa rin niya yung request ni PRRD, which was contested by the prosecution. Sobrang contested yon. Pero at the end of the day, kahit papano, binigay nila yon. I think in a very narrow sense of being positive, it was a positive thing. As far as PRRD is concerned. Narrow. I'm emphasizing on the narrow. Pero at least, di ba? Yun narrow.
Okay. One last because we only have 5 minutes left.
Oh.
I was already given, kanina pa ako 5 minutes. Okay, so I want to end on a positive note kasi I do see a lot of positive things. But I don't know if other people will think it's positive that PRRD has given his life to this, di ba? He's not afraid. He's not
afraid.
He's not afraid, no? So, what is the genius of PRRD's not acknowledging jurisdiction and authority of the ICC over a Filipino citizen with regards to our sovereignty as a nation?
Okay. Before I answer that, there are things that I think the ICC judges should look at. They should really consider the affidavit of the 18 ex-military personnel. This is very important. At sana makita nila kung paano yung in terms of political interference, yung possibility na bias and polluted yung evidences presented by the prosecutors, yung mga ICC investigators na pumunta sa Pilipinas, kung they were coached or not. That's very important. And also yung finances. Kasi ang sabi ng ICC, they are being financed by state parties. So bakit mo kailangan ng finances from the likes of Sideliko? O ano nangyari doon?
That's not even true. Attorney Baligod corrected that because ang sinabi ng ICC is that sabi ni Butuya si Attorney Gilbert Andres, who's the legal counsel, one of the legal counsels of the victims, no, sabi niya the ICC is an independent international tribunal. The office of the prosecutor is an independent organ, so it will never receive funds from any state government. But that's not true. Sabi ni Attorney Baligot, the ICC is primarily funded by mandatory contributions from 125 state parties. So, mga lawyers talaga ng ICC,
Oo, pero tama si tama si
CPP
Levy
ata
doon.
utang ng-
It is being funded by state parties. May
Yeah,
mandatory kapag member ka, may mandatory dues ka. Para membership ba
Yeah.
ng ng mga organization, ganun 'yon. So
Yeah.
very important yan. Pero one thing though that, kailangan tignan nila yan, yung mga judges na umuupo. Pangatlo, anong tawag nito? This is a very important, ang tawag nito, issue din ng Pilipinas kasi first and foremost, a former head of state is under trial. Kahit
Yeah.
confirmation pa to, pre-trial pa nga ito eh. Confirmation of charges pa lang to eh. Second is, our country is no longer part of the Rome Statute. That is one, and jurisdiction question. And okay, allegation of foreign investigators operating through political intermediaries like Trillanes allegedly is a very important question that the judges kailangan nilang tignan. And the last one I think that's very important is the funds allegedly changed hands during the investigative phases 2023, 2024, 2025 na nasa affidavit ng 18 ex-military personnel is very important. So yun yung mga dapat tignan. Now, what is the not necessarily beauty, but what is the flip side na nandun si PRRD on trial sa ICC, though it's very hard for us Filipinos to see it. At very embarrassing na ipipaint yung country mo na as if wala tayong batas at wala tayong courts na magpa-function to trial 78 victims, quote-unquote, sa 3 count of charges. It's a very embarrassing. It compromises our sovereignty and the sovereignty of the judicial system of the country. Ano ang positive side, the flip side of it? Well, it will be kumbaga, magiging siya, it will be a situation that would actually will expose the credibility and integrity of the ICC. To be very frank with you, kung talagang may integrity kayo, for justice ba kayo o hindi? Kasi if the ICC would rule against PRRD sa confirmation charges given the presentation ng prosecution at ang defense na malakas ang defense ni Kaufman, then isa lang ang conclusion niyan. This is not a court of justice. This is a kangaroo court na ang kaya lang nilang itry, and they are being influenced by political forces outside of the institution. That's one conclusion that the world will have in their minds the moment na magkaroon ng ganitong ruling. Kasi really, to be very frank, mahina ang prosecution at maganda ang pagkakalahad ng defense ni Kaufman in a very objective manner. At hindi nila masatisfy ang contextual elements ng Article 7. Systematic, yung word na systematic pa lang is very hard to, hindi nila masatisfy yan. Yung word na massive, as in massive na one segment of the general population is being targeted, and then state policy, there was no state policy like that. And may mga na-present na mga documentation ang defense ni Kaufman sa presentation niya kahapon. And even, one important thing, ang sinabi ni Kaufman, even the Supreme Court of the country, hindi question kung human rights issue ba ang fight against illegal drugs during the time of Digong. And even, walang ruling on anything ang Supreme Court against the fight against illegal drugs, which was questioned by the left during the time of PRRD. These are very solid, some kind of defense. So ngayon ang tanong, ano sa ICC, at maybe many countries would be leaving the ICC. One country already left, Hungary. Lately lang, Hungary. Nagsabi ang Hungarian president, yung ICC na yan, hindi naman yan court of justice eh. Pang ano lang yan eh, ng mga western, kumbaga instrument of the West to to prosecute people from the global south, na mga leaders na hindi nila gusto dahil hindi nag-a-align sa gusto nilang gawin. Kumbaga hindi kaalyado. It's very political.
It's not about justice. So
yun yung
thank you.
tingin ko.
Yeah. Sis, thank you so much. Wonderful. I
Welcome.
learned so much. Alam mo, to tie things up, no? Maraming salamat, Ana. I've worked with PRRD, the privilege of my life, and I've always seen, no, That's why I'm calling it right now, no? Si PRRD ang magiging rason kung bakit mapapabagsak yung ICC na yan, kung bakit mapapabagsak ang CPP, NPA, NDF na nandyan sa loob, na sila dapat ang tinatry kasi meron talaga sila mga ano yan, no? Sila talaga mga terorista. They're not even left, no? They're not even communists, they're terrorists, no? So,
No.
mapapabagsak din ni PRRD, yan si Bangag, no?
Just last thing.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
The second point that is very good, a flip side of it, that is quite saving grace, kumbaga, is mai-expose at na-expose na lalo si Marcos, ang BBM administration,
Yes.
na sila talaga ang nag-orchestrate nitong lahat ng ito. Lalong malalaman ng mundo na this is politically engineered, politically motivated. Kasi, at also, naipakita din ni Kaufman na if you compare the 2 years of BBM administration with the 6 years of Duterte administration, when you talk about deaths, killing, mas mataas ang percentage at statistic ng Marcos administration. So, with all of this brouhaha, ang mundo nakafocus kay BBM with all of this. Hindi napunta kay PRRD yung questions ng mundo. Anong klaseng bansa, anong klaseng leader? Ngayon, ang question is directed to BBM. Kasi to be very frank with you, hindi maintindihan ng mundo why a country and why a president like BBM would surrender a former head of state to an international body when in fact, it can be done inside the country when you talk about cases. Ngayon, mas lalong na-expose yan dahil sa trial na ito, sa confirmation na ito. That is one positive thing, I think, given the domestic situation na meron tayo, sis. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, Professor Ana. We learned so much. So, mga kababayan, kailangan magkaisa tayo katulad nung ginawa natin noon na napagpabagsak natin ang CPP. Ngayon si PRRD nasa spotlight. Yan ang pagkakataon natin na spotlight din sa mundo si BBM, ang CPP, NPA, NDF at ang ICC para mapabagsak na yung mga hayop na yan, no, na talagang walang ginawang kabutihan para sa Pilipinas, no, nagnakaw, So, maraming salamat at nagsama tayo dito. Happy weekend. Any last words, Professor Malindog-Uy?
Maraming salamat, Doc Lorraine. And sa ating mga kababayan, kailangan natin makita kung ano talagang nangyayari sa bansa natin. Yung ICC issue is just one. Ang dami-dami, especially when you talk about corruption. So siguro naman, kailangan nating kumilos. Kung gusto pa nating kung gusto pa nating na in the next days and years to come, may bansa pang Pilipinas na aabutan tayo at ang mga anak natin at ang mga apo natin. Kasi to be very honest, oh my God, tumataas ang balahibo ko sa lahat ng nangyayari sa bansa natin. Lalo na ito pa lang 80, yung affidavit lang ng ex-personnel. Sis, that is just part 1. Ang balita ko, may part 2, part 3, part 4. So, parang feeling ko, my God, what happened to my country? Yun yung tanong ko ngayon that is my own personal question na ulit-ulit sa mind ko. Pero mga kababayan, kailangan nating kumilos para we only have one country and I think Filipinos should do something to make it sure na hindi ito magtuloy-tuloy na ganitong klaseng sistema ng politika sa Pilipinas or even leadership and governance. We need to do something. At alam niyo na kung ano ibig kong sabihin. Maraming salamat.
Yeah, and you know what, no? Before you can rebuild something, you have to destroy. No?
Yes, I agree. I would agree with you.
Yeah, so
like Phoenix.
Yeah, like a phoenix, no? And Shiva, the god, he destroys in order to create, no? And that's physics, no? Chaos. You have to, out of chaos comes order. So what we're seeing right now is the death of the death of a decaying system na napakasakit tignan yung dokumento ng mga soldiers natin, mga heroes natin, mga bayani natin, napakasakit na ito yung ginawang panggagahasa ni Bongbong Marcos sa Pilipinas, kung kaya't sinasabi ko dapat bumaba na yan sa pwesto. No? So, the country that is calling to us is being reborn at tayo ang magdadala sa bansa natin dyan. Lumaban tayo at wag tayong tatahimik. Yan ang ating armas. So maraming salamat.
Salamat.